Hello, hello, amazing business owners. Welcome to another edition of Website Wednesday. And today we are going to depart a little bit from photography websites. And I'm so excited that Nick has asked me to go through his website, mydadware.com. So first of all, I just want to say that I really love that there is something that is baby specific that is marketed to dads, because we have had a lot of discussions recently about equality in the genders, both in expectations and work around the house and all that good stuff. So I just really love to see this website. I think it's amazing. So first, looking at the base homepage, I love that it's very clear. The only thing, and this is really nitpicky, so take it if you want or not, it kind of bothers me that the menu is on the left and the logo is over here. I don't know. That seems odd to me. I would put it either in the middle or to the left of the menu. But again, that's being very nitpicky. It's not that big of a deal. So the homepage, and again, I am just looking at this on a desktop. So mobile responsive is something that is crazy important and something to think about. And that is not included in this review because I don't know how to record that yet. So looking at the DadWare homepage, I love that you have a picture of someone who is clearly a guy, even though you can't see his whole head, with a newborn and showing off the shirt or the bandeau. I would be curious to know who is arriving on your website regularly. Are you catering, are you doing Facebook ads where people already know what a bandeau is? Because when I look at your website, I have no idea what a bandeau is. And this kind of shows it to me, but because it's such a big photo, I don't really see what it is. So right off the bat, above the fold, before I have to scroll, making better dads one bond at a time. I would totally agree with that, but what the heck is it? So that's something coming from someone who's arriving on your website that does not know anything about it, something to consider. So I love that you have a button that's above the fold, a call to action, buy now, which is perfect. We have more information, vitally important. Love that. And this does give more information about what the bandeau is with the DadWare range of shirts. However, just off the bat, right when I get to your website, I'd be like, what the heck is this? So I don't know if it's that important to you to have that above the fold, maybe not. And if not, that's okay. But again, coming from someone who has no idea what this was, I would love to know a little bit more information before I have to scroll. So we have a video, which we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I love that you have the informational video embedded. Sorry. Turn that off. Those poor nurses. Kind of a side note, not really website related, but from a video standpoint, I love that you have the captions here because I listen to music almost constantly or podcasts. And so if I am forced to listen to a video, my chance of watching it in its entirety goes way down. So it's really nice to have those captions, but that's not really website related. So the DadWare Cotton Bandeau and Momwear Belly Band, 2 products that you offer. Scrolling down, I love that you have reviews from Amazon. I would probably even link this to your Amazon reviews so that people can see that they were legit reviews that were left on Amazon. But again, nitpicky, you don't really have to. Instagram feed, I love seeing all the pictures of dads with their kids. And it's a very simple footer, which is fabulous. It does not have to be super over the top complicated to be wonderful. So I love that we have shipping and returns, especially since this is an e-commerce site, which I can see with the bag up here, and then a profile as well. And I love that you can change it to different currencies as well. We have facts. I'm curious if the facts is a blog. Yes, it is. So this is kind of a blog page, which I really like as well. And I also love, and I talk about this a lot and some people kind of ignore it. And I really, if I could tell anyone one thing about a blog page, do not make me read the entire post to scroll through the post. So see how he has this read more tag here? That means that we have the title and then we have a little bit of the post, and then I have to click to actually go into the post. Not only is it a huge pain in the ass for a user to force them to read an entire blog post when they're on the blog homepage, but it also means that they're not going to be clicking around your site as much, which could mean traffic will look a little lower. You're not going to get that SEO juice. And granted, it's probably going to be a tiny difference, but if it helps, I would totally go for it. Love the pictures. So Nick, I don't know who your ideal client is. I love your photos. And actually, I was just going to say, I would love to see more diversity in your photos, but then of course we see someone here with a different skin color, which is fabulous. And I know it's really hard to do that when you have people submitting pictures that are not necessarily in a diverse group of people. So I love all of these posts about why it's important and why all of this stuff matters. And one thing that I want to kind of call your attention to is with the dates. So I'm going to go back to page 1. We have a big date difference here. We have January of 2019 and February of 2018. So that means you didn't blog for almost a year. Again, possibly nitpicky. Will people really care? Maybe not. However, if someone comes here to see if it's a legit website, they might be looking at those dates to see, like, is this real or is it a scam? Because a lot of scam websites are put up and then just left. So I would really recommend that you have a consistent blogging schedule, even if it's just once a month. I'm not saying like every day, 5 days a week, but even if it's just once a month, that way you have those consistent dates. Or the alternative is to remove the date from this page completely, which is something that is often in the options in your theme. So, sorry, I kind of went ahead to the blog page there, but we have the Bondaroo, which is awesome. I love the product idea. Again, though, I don't know what that is. So, telling from the homepage, like the first 3 seconds that I look at your homepage, I don't know what the Bondaroo is. So here I can click through to it, but when you have a very, very short amount of time to grab someone's attention, I would definitely maybe add just even just a few words about what it is here. That way I know immediately, oh yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. Let's read more about it. Because you really have such a short amount of time to grab someone's attention. FAQ is fabulous. Press media. I'm curious if the press or media is another blog page, because again, the most recent one I see is from 2016, which would make me wonder about, like, are they still getting press and media? Is this company gone now? Maybe they just haven't shut down the website. So something to consider. The press and media could also be maybe just a category of blog posts from the blog, in which case I would either remove those dates or be a little more consistent with posting those. Another idea that you could do instead of a blog like category list of posts would be just to do a page that has logos or information about where you've been featured. Perfect. And our story, which is the about. I love that. And I love that you're sharing more about you and what happened. And I love that, like, this is kind of a vulnerable story, right? Dawn was going through such extreme pain that she was traumatized. And I love that you're sharing that story because it's something that is relatable and maybe not as normalized. Like, we have this idea in our world that, or in our culture, that as soon as that baby's born, like, you just fall in love and everything's perfect. And so I love that you're sharing this story and how That happens to everyone, and you might be reaching dads or moms that have been through that as well. So I would really encourage you to consider your ideal client and really, really, really target this message to them. Are you reaching out to dads? Are you reaching out to moms? Who are you trying to target? I'm going to look real quick at the source code because I'm curious about the SEO that's been done. And for anyone that's unfamiliar with what I'm looking at right now, every single website that has ever built in the whole wide world has this source code behind it. And it is not pretty. It doesn't have any pretty pictures. It doesn't have pretty fonts. But this is what search engines see. And so it is crazy important to consider that when you are putting your website together. You don't want it to be just pretty pictures. You need to make sure that the necessary information is in the code. So I'm going to be looking at meta information. And SEO is not necessarily something that I look at when I do these website reviews, just because it's like its own really, really deep review. But I wanted to look at yours because I'm curious what type of keywords you would be using for this type of product. And I don't see a lot in here. And I'm going to go back to the main site. Bonding, DadWare. So there's definitely information, but if you want to grow your reach and really consider how you're being found, and again, I don't know, are you running Facebook ads? Are you working with maybe hospitals to get the word out about your product? There are so many different things that you can do, but I would be curious to see what words you would use so that people could find you on Google. Because I feel like this particular product is not something that people will necessarily search for by name, right? They don't know what a Bondaroo is. They have no idea what DadWare is. Maybe they're just searching for, I don't even know what someone would search for to find this type of product or what type of situation they may be in. So from an SEO perspective, I would definitely think about those search terms and start to build them into, I don't know if you've taken my SEO course, but start to build them into your website. And my SEO course was built specifically for photographers, but the concepts are the same across the board. So it will definitely work still for a different type of product or service. I would think about the type of search words that people would search. And if you have customers that have reached out to you personally and told you, I know that these reviews are from Amazon, but maybe you've had people that reach out and specifically tell you, hey, this helped us so much. We really appreciate it. Always, always, always feel free to reach out to them and ask them. I feel like so many people feel weird about that. Like, I don't want to ask them. If they don't have time to respond, they won't. But reach out to them and ask them, hey, if you were going to search for this product on Google, what would you type in? Because if they are your ideal client and the person that you are catering to and want to sell more to, then they're going to be able to offer some insights that you may not have thought of. So just some SEO notes. Overall, I love it. I'm not going to personally go through the purchase process because we are done having kids, but I love the idea, and I love the website and the way it's set up. And I also love that you have 2XL because it gets really old seeing things in these tiny sizes all the time. So some things to consider. Thank you so much for putting yourself out there, Nick, and I hope that helped. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. I am happy to